to you all. Thanks for joining me, guys, because this is the December reading for you all. It's a great time of the year to go back and review what's happened, given it's the end of the year. It's also a really good time to make some decisions about what not to bring forward in terms of things to let go. It's a good time to also plan your intentions for the new year that is just around the corner. So for 2019 coming. It can be a really good time to also look back on the year and see the things that you have done well or that you have achieved or set into place, and reward yourself for that, and remember to congratulate yourself on how far you may have come in certain areas of your life. And if there are other things that you want to uplift or to start or to carry on, this is a good time, as I said, to set the intentions and put the plans in place to make sure those activities happen. So I have had recent finger surgery on a sort of a node that needed to be removed, and it has made shuffling the cards a little bit difficult. So for this month we're going to do a different format. I've learned how to improvise and to connect with the, sort of psychic or intuitive realm at a different level. So the cards have already been pre-selected for you as we run through them. So it's time to also, another good perspective of the dynamics of December is a celebratory time. Now, not all of you will follow the event of Christmas. It won't mean that much to you, but it is a time, even from a non-religious perspective, of appreciating those around you, of connecting in the realm of love, of showing gratitude, peacefulness and happiness. So I do want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas as well, and may you have safe and happy, prosperous, love-filled and positive energy-filled December, Christmas and festive season. And I want to thank you all for joining the channel and subbing and liking the videos and being part of the program and the journey forward for 2019. So thank you all for that, and let's get into the readings. Much love. Cancer, this is your personal part of the reading for December. And this is a different format. I've chosen to use the cards called Surrender the Power of, because at the end of the year, as I mentioned earlier, this is a great time to really look at what we need to let go and not take with us as we move into the new energies of 2019. And at the same time as doing that, which is really cathartic and healing, we then focus on the intentions of what we want to create as we move into 2019. So we have one card from the Surrender deck, then one from the traditional tarot, which is the Morgan Greer. These are just the major arcana and the aces, and then you will have one card from the Keepers of the Light deck. I have shuffled the cards earlier. I haven't looked at them, so I don't know what everyone is getting until we turn them over. But for these, the ones that I have already shown face up, I have done some work on before the video started. So we will work through the meaning of the card and then the messages that arrived as well. So surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. So there's quite a lot of different messages, I think, within this card, but some of the things that came were strengthen your physical body, and that was part of the message that I got even before I had read the words at the bottom. So this came to me immediately, and she is sitting there in a very meditative state, and she holds her hands just around her solar plexus area of the body, which is up through here. So that is the area of the strength in our body. Now when that has been not deactivated, but been cut or weakened for some reason, then we can lose strength at many different levels, including our physical, emotional and spiritual perspectives. Now this can happen either through something like a physical cut, either an operation, or when you might have had a fall or crashed into something, so an accident. or a physical operation or surgical procedure. So when these events take place, it's really important to regain the strength. And I was talking about that part of the body in particular. So there's also the possibility that some of you have a problem in that area of your body. So around the stomach or the intestines or the bowel, there could be something that needs clearing here, or cleansing, or looking at in terms of dietary changes, or maybe some of you need a piece removed. It could be like celiac disease or irritated bowel syndrome, or an allergies or toxic chemicals. It might be worthwhile going through a procedure like having enemas to eradicate toxins out of your body. There's a whole different raft of things that you could be looking at in terms of holistic health that address not just the physical, but they address the other perspectives of us as well. So some of you could be in the process of healing from an operation or from a harm that's been done to your powerhouse part of life. So if it's not a physical perspective, it can be emotional. So some of you could have been emotionally drained. You could have been through a grief at the loss of someone in your life. So it could have been the passing over of someone, like a parent or a partner or a child or a friend. Or it could have been a separation as such, where you have had someone walk out of your life, and it may have been unexpected. So it could have been someone who has betrayed you one way or another. This could even go through to your work career. Some of you may have been let down in your working atmosphere and feel as though you have been plundered, like you've had your strength zapped from you. It's almost like someone has, or possibly someone has, vampired you, if you like sucked it out of you. So there's a whole lot of things that you could do to regain this personal strength. And as I said, they range from the physical changes or adaptations or physical strengthening right through to the emotional and spiritual. So we must all know what the physical strength perspective is from the body. You can walk, you can do sit-ups, you can plank, you can do any of those type of things that help strengthen that area of the body. You can eat and wear the colours that are yellow and orange to give you those strengthening zones as well. You can meditate with sounds and music that go straight to strengthening that part of your body. So yeah, there's a lot for you to think about there. I guess for each of you it will be a different interpretation of what it is that could have caused a weakening, or why you need to strengthen yourself. So remember the message of the card, which talks about the fact that if there are people around you who are draining you, you need to do something about it. Don't sit by and let them suck this energy out and utilize it. Some of you need to put protection values in place, and some of you need to call upon your white light helpers, spiritual helpers and such, to give a sort of a protection around you as well. And this will increase your flow, it will increase your awareness and your intuitive and psychic abilities at the same time. Now, some of the other things, it said if you need to rest, do so, and engage in the purple ray energy. So yeah, it is kind of purpley white ray coming through there, but the purple ray is very healing and it's very soothing. So the angel of the purple ray is Zadkiel, and he will engage you with wisdom and strength. So you might be able to call upon Archangel Zadkiel if you need to at any time during the month of December, or even as you move into 2018. So yeah, he'll give you plenty of wisdom and strength. So the purple ray was definitely one that came through. It said trust your instincts and also learn to put yourself first. So don't be worried about constantly serving others, or being beholden to others, or tied into things, agreements or situations or contracts that you have signed with others. If you feel you need to break them for any reason, then find the strength and know that it's the right thing to do for you at this point in time. So I think that was about the only messages that I received. I do see her firmly meditating, and I do see her finding great energy coming in. So remember that if any of you feel drained or weakened or physically tired or emotionally, to connect with the higher realms to re-energize yourself, because I think that could be invaluable and important. So let us move on to see which major arcana card you have received, or ace, and you've received the Justice card. Now that's really interesting. The Justice card often will turn up in a reading when we are going through something where karma is coming back to balance itself again. So it's known as a karmic card, and it's often the card that says if you've had stuff that you think has been unfairly done to you, the tide is turning. Often this will turn up if people have a court case to go to, or a family issue that's being dealt with, such as separations, divorces or breakups, where mediation has been involved. Usually it says that the outcome will be favourable for you. Now it also talks about the need to bring more balance into your life, because these are scales that she has here, and she's also holding this sword up, you know, with her due diligent attitude. She's a very formal, stiff person that you don't dilly-dally around with. She sets the rules and she sets the tone for outcomes in life, but as I say, she's usually in your favour. Now she does represent the air sign Libra, so she sometimes represents a Libran type person or that time of the year. So think about both of those possible occurrences within this reading. She definitely says that a karmic event or cycle is beginning to finish, and you are moving into a free period of it, like you can say goodbye to it. So something that you've had to go through or been doing is completing the cycle, and you shouldn't have to complete it again in this lifetime if you've been handling it the right way. And now all these type of events, as I said, and with this card, could have been very draining, which is why you might be wanting to nurture this physical, emotional and spiritual body over here, and why definitely calling on the purple ray and Zadical could be very beneficial. Other things about her, she talks about doing things right and by the books and legally. So I think it's a time where you do need to take justice into perspective and not be trying to do things wrong or underhand yourself, because if you do, then you're going to get a kickback with karma in the direction that you don't want it coming back to you. So just bear in mind some of the messages in here. It seems quite a, you know, sort of sober reading in many ways, but I often say forewarned is forearmed, and that is the best way to go ahead with any situation in life, and certainly the best way to start a new year is being forearmed with knowledge and awareness. So let us move into your last card, which is the Keepers of the Light, and we will turn this over now and see what you have. White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. He's quite a somber looking chap, and it says connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. Wow, I have found these readings to be so deep. I mean, they are extremely connected, whether or not it's just the 3 decks of cards that we're using, but everyone is having such tie-ins to the previous cards, and so the messages are amazingly intricate, intense, and most likely accurate. And perhaps it's also because I've chosen to do it for the end of year purpose, to give you all insights as to how to start off the new year, that these readings just seem so full on and so powerful. So we just finished talking about the karmic cycle coming to a completion with the Justice card, and knowing that you may have been through a draining situation, or that there could have been energies draining you in your life, such as people or situations or vampire type. I said it feels as though you were being drained by other people. So boy, you know, they're tying in beautifully all the messages. Even though the colour palettes are very, very different between the 3 cards, the messages succinctly tie in. So for some of you, this is definitely involving the family, and there's no way around it. Now, of course, family doesn't just have to mean your genetic family, although he is suggesting it is, but this can mean your marital family. For instance, if you were married or had a long-term partner or had a child with a partner, or even business situations. These are partnerships in life as well. So some of you might find that there could have been a business that's dissolving or moving on, or litigations around things like that. You know, it'll be whatever relationship is popping up in your mind or is the one that's occurring for you personally. So coming back to White Eagle, I will read out for you I'll read out the meanings from the book, but for some of you, you could be finding that he is a spirit guide for you, or he may well have been for some time and he is making himself active right now, or he wants you to become aware of him. Or for some of you, this could be a possibility that you are receiving a new spirit guide because you're entering a new phase of your journey in life, and he could very well be an older Indian spirit. So White Eagle is a Native American shaman who is dedicated to honoring our spiritual heritage. He is a world-renowned spiritual guide who has been particularly cherished by mediums all over the world. He first spoke through a medium called Grace Cook in the early 20th century. He is the guide who helps create clear channels in our bloodline and our spiritual lineage so we can access the heart of the Creator. He also helps us move into sacred ceremony where we can hold sacred space to honor a change, transition, celebration, or anything else that deserves time. He is wonderful for clearing space, and we can call on him for help in forging spiritual connections. It says, take some time to honor just how far you have come, recognizing through ceremony and ritual the shifts in your awareness. Healing and journey really allows you to move into a state of grace and gratitude. You have or have recently had an opportunity to heal an old family wound or pattern. It's important to connect with your family in spirit so that you can set a new energy of love in place. White Eagle is bringing your ancestors through to you and allowing you to know that they are happy and well. He is sounding his sacred drums to clear your spirit. There probably doesn't need to be a lot more said other than that. I feel there has been for some of you some family issues. Also, there could be people from the deceased who have passed over who are making attempts to either make a connection with you or someone else within the family to try and heal perhaps rifts that had not been healed before they passed over. And this could be for many different reasons, and who knows what they are. Again, it will be very personal. However, it feels as though there's great family synergies going on in the background of this reading, and that they are deeply personal and they are connected to relationships that may have come asunder or adrift, either in your realm or within an extended family's realm or in the past deceased ones. So yeah, I think if you meditate and connect with White Eagle and your own spirit guides, you might find more insight into the deep profoundness of this reading and how it can take you forward into 2019 with positive energies for you and your future. So thank you again, Cancer, for joining me and the channel, for liking and subbing and for leaving your comments. I love to read them. Do check your rising and moon signs because you're bound to find some really interesting insights there as well. Have a wonderful December ahead. Find much love and awareness and purple ray energy to support and care for you and love you. Much love, everyone. Have a happy festive season. Merry Christmas. Namaste.